Hello, good morning, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another Saints and Angels Oracle deck reading for our week to come. Today is the first Friday in October, actually. It's October 3rd, 2025. And so we'll have not just our one card for this week to come, but we'll actually have a card out of my traditional tarot deck as well for a new theme for this whole month. So thanks for joining. If you are a returning friend, thank you so much. I appreciate your energy and your audience. All those who appreciate these readings, and send me messages, and I really appreciate it so much, and if you're new, I do these every Friday, mostly. Sometimes there's a Saturday in there, like lately, but yeah. Put them up on Telegram if you are using that app. You could find me over there. If you're interested in daily positivity tips and memes and links to what I'm doing and stuff like that, Telegram's the best place to find all of my content. If you are finding me on YouTube or BitChute, I mirror them here every Friday, so you can totally just check YouTube and you'll see them. But if you do use the platform, you can find me on Telegram. That's the only other kind of media, social media that I'm on, other than Pinterest. Who's not on Pinterest? No, actually, well, what? Never mind. Let me not insert my foot into my mouth for no reason. It's early in the morning. This is a different. I'm in a bit of a different schedule this morning than I usually am, so, which is good for the third. It's 3. It's one of those days. It's a toss-up. It's childlike. It's creativity. Good day to have a reading on for sure for the month to come. So, looking forward to seeing what our cards have in store for us. Right? I guess I like to do. If you are new here, I like to have a bit of a grounding session, meditation quickly to become a good audience is how I refer to it. Become heart-centered and, detached a bit, less distracted by this external world around us, and really present in the moment, present in our bodies, my body and spirit, before, so that we can receive the messages, and then if we have this good fertile ground before we pull the card, the seed lands in good soil. And throughout the week, it's really been my intention, by just doing one card and by using it like the seed throughout the week, let it grow and blossom, see what fruit it bears, see what flowers bloom from it, see the difficulty or the ease I have in tending to that and watering that. And sometimes what if it wilts? What if it doesn't blossom? It's not the right season for fruiting sometimes, or it's not the right environment around to bring forth that kind of, the buds. And that might be the case. It might just be, one of those types of seasons. So, having this, a single card to allow it and see how it works through the week, for us individually and then collectively as well. It's amazing because, of course, the way that we see the world makes our world. And of course, we kind of designate the importance and what happens in your world you are a filter of. But having a message, having a card, a saint or an archangel or even a guardian angel with a message, right, that you can tap into and you can use as a guiding light or as a railing, or a crutch or whatever, I have found to be so much more motivational and also supportive than doing card readings, than doing a spread, and then with some kind of question, some kind of specific, I used to really do a lot of spreads. I used to do a lot more reading of cards with questions or, for certain things, certain time, for the equinox, for transitional period or New Year and all this other kind of stuff, and Yeah, I still sometimes do, but I haven't in a while. And to me, this is one habit, this weekly card, that I'm not going to get rid of, and I'm going to stick with, and I'm going to, not that I'm getting rid of readings or anything like that. And I still, even on my site, you'll see, if you ever go over there, or you have been over there, I used to have, the spreads and everything are still up, but I used to have prices. I used to have an Etsy. I used to do readings off of there, or off my site or whatever, but I don't do that anymore. Not for any kind of money. If somebody has ever asked me to pull a card for them or do a reading for them, I certainly would, out of the kindness of my heart and an energetic service. But to do it as a way to make an income is not for me. It's something that I pulled away from a little while ago, and it just doesn't align with what I feel is good for me and what I feel like my purpose and my service is. But yeah, I mean, if you were ever interested, or you'd ever like a reading from me, or something along those lines, speak with me about tarot or about any kind of cards or divination. I love conversations like that. Feel free to send me emails or make comments, and I will reply, certainly. But just in my own practice, in my own world, I have noticed, that this is enough for me. It really gets me through each week. It really gives me enough to chew on all week long. And then when we have this added depth of the tarot traditional card to sort of lead the way, and to allow each card throughout the weeks from the Saints and Angels deck to speak through it, with that bit of clarification, with that added modification that comes from the theme of the whole month, I have found still plenty of touch points and plenty of working that I don't need anymore. But yeah, so that's my little thing about card readings, and it's what I'm clearly called to speak about this morning. I didn't intend to really get that far into it, but now we're 7 minutes into the video. So let's actually get down to business, right? And we're going to do a bit of a quick meditation to become a good audience, and then we'll hear from the cards. So get comfortable where you're at. Have your last sip of coffee, water. Lay down. No, it's not that kind of meditation. It's not hypnosis, and it's not going to be for that long. So, I mean, if you really want to lay down, of course, we are more than welcome to do what you want in your own world. But I'm going to sit up. And I am going to close my eyes and lead us, though. So if you're going to watch the video, it might be a little awkward to sit here and watch me with my eyes closed, but that's what's going to happen. You're encouraged to close your eyes. If you're not in a place or space where you can, like you're driving or doing something else, like I said, this isn't hypnosis, so feel free to do whatever it is you're doing. You're not going to be all of a sudden conked out and in a car accident or something. The point is to just become more conscientious in your body right now in what you're doing. Listen to the words and let them permeate into you, but be more conscious in your breathing and in what you are observing. Let the colors come out. Let whatever sensations that you do have around you, feel the textile, feel the texture, feel what it feels like to be alive. And that's what I mean by becoming a good audience and getting ready for the cards. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm going to lead us through in the way that I do it, but just to have that threshold period to where salutations and the welcome is there, and that you step into this place understanding that it's sacred, understanding it's special, and giving yourself to it in that way, being prepared to listen and to come quietly, which can be so hard, right, for us, I know. But this is a great practice in that as well. Not only is it something like, oh, we get a message for ourselves, we get something for ourselves out of this, but in the act of listening and receivership, in practicing stillness and being quiet, in observation, we're giving back. You're giving to your soul, your spirit, you're giving back to the collective, God source consciousness, whatever you want to look at that as. It's a good practice. So let's get into it, right? I'm going to close down my eyes, and let's all take a few gentle, Cleansing breaths, maybe a deep breath or two. Let yourself make some noise with it. Really get the juices flowing, get your money's worth. That's free. Get your spirit's worth. And let's gently pull back from the world around us, from the walk up to this moment. Letting go of any thoughts, the to-dos, the should-have-beens or might-bees. See them all fading down to the peripheral, into the corners. See that list of to-dos or all of your tasks at hand on a piece of paper. Crumple it up. Toss it over your shoulder into the wastebasket. Don't even look back. It made it. It's in there. Miraculous shot. Congratulate yourself on taking this time for yourself. Dropping down into the present moment. Relinquishing the past, letting it go. Disengaging from all of those prior pictures and images. Who you think you are, who you think others have been. Let it all go and fade into the past, where all past things go. Breathe into the ever-present, present moment right in front of you, around you, behind you, above you. This centered space of isness, of being, all the time in the world is granted to you now. Feel that flash of surrender, letting go of everything. Feeling what it feels like to be you now. To be here in this moment. Don't let the sandbags of later, of all of these future projections, wonderings, potentialities, don't let them hang down and drag you down. Let yourself be like a hot air balloon, rising with your breath in the present moment. There's no need to worry about later. We're here to enjoy the view, the experience, the scene. Let it take you higher, rising above the chaotic world, rising above the noise and distractions, all of those things which cling and hang, seeking to pull you down. Release yourself and feel the height, the lightness, rising up higher and higher. You can see your town, see the landscape, city or farm, busy or quiet, morning, afternoon, nighttime, lights, noises, so far away and distant. As you breathe into the moment, feel that fresh air coolness of the breeze. Breathe it in as you float higher now, your view becoming the sky. Maybe some mountaintops or clouds. However it appears to you is perfect for right now. Take in the sky, beautiful painting. All the hues and colors. Is it sunrise, sunset, midday? Some beautiful shade in between. Cloudless blue sky, perhaps even a gray, stormy sky is your favorite. Let it become the most beautiful scene for you today, in this moment. Breathing in the masterpiece around you. Take a second to look around you out of this hot air balloon basket. Do a 360. Feel the space, the freedom. No chaotic disturbances. Nothing to interfere. Just you and the beauty, the majesty of this world. Feel the lightness, not just in the floating, but in your heart, in your soul. Feel closer to that which is above. God, Source, Mother Earth, your higher self, those in spirit, your ancestors before and after. Feel the divine connectivity up here, coursing through you, connecting you through this organic circuitry. Breathing in gratitude and appreciation, in happiness, in connectivity, in harmony and unity. Feeling high above it all, and yet so deeply a part of it all. Send out your breath and love like a waterfall of energy from up here, spreading it out and around the world below you. See it pouring down like a golden shower, glistening, sparkles, crystals, a song or melody, a sweet smell, rainbow perhaps, all the colors. However it forms for you is just right. Let it send out that message of love, on purpose, with purpose, sovereign appreciation for the whole. unconditional love for who you are, for taking the time to even do this practice. It is a miracle in itself. See that hot air balloon passing over, moving over the whole world, shining light down, raining down love, appreciation, support, friendship, all of these good, wholesome feelings that we all love, that we all need, that we all enjoy so much. Sharing them now and seeing how they grow with the sharing, become more real as rain falling on a droughted desert. Your love, your light, reaching out to all those dry spaces, places, and people, all of those open receptacles waiting for water collection, praying, hoping. Send it to them now. Share that which you have so much of and feel it double back to you upon the sharing. Recircled, recycled, refreshed anew. Filling you up as you fill up others. Breathing in that air around you, sending out your exhale of peace and joy to others. Breathing in and collecting in fresh air, sending out your love and your support on the exhale. As we tie down our thoughts and bring ourselves back to our bodies, we can weigh this hot air balloon down now, letting those sandbags out. Not in negativity, not in sorrow, not in weighted heaviness of heart, but in the longing to come return to the body, to the present, to Mother Earth, our place in space. Feel yourself returning down into the room or place you're at. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Get ready to open your eyes as I ring my bowl. Okay. Now I'll take out my tarot deck here. And we will thank them for their energy, for their audience, for witnessing our journey here. And if we could ask for a message here for our new month of October 2025, individually and collectively, a point for us to move towards, like a North Star, or an anchor for us to release and ground. Advice, some beautiful words through these wonderful cards. If you could offer us a point of recognition for our month, we thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm going to shuffle up my deck now. Very excited, I feel. I think I'll take them down for a minute. Oh, oh, one fell out, one popped out. Now, I think I'll read what we have here. Okay, it did come to me reverse, so I might read it as reverse, but I'll show it here upright. We have the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is such an interesting card. It really shows us what we're ready to stand for, what it is that we're ready to die for, what it is that we want our life, our whole message, the foundation and fundamentals that we've built, our whole fight, our whole charge, our whole night journey upon, that calling, that holy grail, that which we die for, you know, what we carry, what's our message, what's our memory, what's that which we pass on to others after we're gone. You know, these deep morality points, these deep ideologies, beliefs, and thought patterns and things we've said to be remembered by. The memorial service is really, you know, what I think about with the Four of Swords. I'm gonna take this other card that sort of popped out, and I don't usually, very rarely do I do multiple cards at a time. Just like I had said at the beginning of this, sometimes one card gives us more than enough to think about for a week, let alone, you know, a whole month. It can get a little convoluted to have dual meanings for the month. However, the Four of Swords is a card which can use clarification a lot of times, because it's a card that we can get wrapped up in imagery too much. We can get wrapped up in 3D reality too much and see it as like a memorial service, death. Oh, get very fearsome about it, get very over obsessed about how we would be perceived after we die, or how we're being perceived right now even. And it has a fertile ground for inversion. And it came as a reversed, I've seen it reversed in when I pulled it up. And so just to say about reversal in general, to me, I usually don't always read an actual meaning. Sometimes cards give you a meaning for reverse, which is totally different than the meaning of the upright card. To me, reversals showcase difficulty or a dire need, a real impression upon us to work towards that uprighted, light, characteristic versions of the card, and letting us know that we might be more pulled towards the negative aspects, the shadow aspects, the self-serving aspects of the card might be a little bit more, seemingly more tangible, seeming easier to grasp for us, lower hanging fruit even, that you might just be tempted to just take and go with, instead of really doing the hard work, getting out the ladder, getting up and getting all the good fruit from the top of the tree, you know, where the real work is at, where you really put the sweat in at. It's more difficult to do, right? So taking heed to that and keeping in mind throughout the month that those things, which are firm foundations of what we drill our lives upon and that we build from, how do we respond when we find inversions there? How do we respond when we find a giant crack in the foundation? How do we respond if someone perceives a giant crack in our foundation? Especially, you know, maybe if we haven't, or we've already seen it even. Or we're doing work to repair that kind of thing. And how do we interpret that? You know, these are all kinds of things that come with the reversal of Four of Swords. And here, wow. Okay, so this is the second card that come out. The Hermit. And what a better place. There's no better place than inner work, than to bring yourself into your own isolation, so to speak, your own hermetic cave to do that type of work, to assess that kind of stuff. But to also be mindful about, I'm bringing Plato's cave now as a sort of reference and as a tangible readers beware kind of thing. Don't go into your own delusional cave and start casting out shadows and doing a whole movie reel camcorder feedback and start reliving all past glories or past failures in some kind of isolated way, to where like you're, you know, calling in an audience for that, or making your own audience and really becoming a martyr at your own memorial service. We don't want that kind of thing. But instead to tap into the true hermit, which, I'm called to speak about the number 9 now. We're in a 9 year. And so, which is the betterment. It is that understanding about how intellectual and spiritual capacity of having a larger spectrum, of being more like the hermit, which is very well versed, very well read, very a lot of experiential knowledge as well. Even though the hermit is seen as someone who's more isolated, they're actually typically isolated because they know so much, or because they've seen so much, and their direct world is so full that they can't fit into the busyness of what happens in everyday life, in a community, because that requires a different fullness of activity than what the hermit requires. And so bringing in that higher state of mind, your role of the observer, connecting with your higher self, and really bringing yourself into that position of, what's the word? Experiential wisdom, when you have tangibility to deeper gnosis of knowing, bringing that kind of reflective quality into it. Also remembering that the hermit's work really is and does involve others, selected people who are sent to you or called for you, or see something in your message or brought to you for some kind of reason. Those interactions are very important. And perhaps those are, to bring with you, to sort of showcase all these deep things that you are willing to stand for, that you do want, to live and die for. And the hill that you will die on is kind of the isolated hill where the hermit lives, But to showcase that in a positive service to others type of way, I would say, is the best mode to stick in and to work from. Yeah, so over a half an hour. Thanks for sticking with me for a little bit longer this week, but it tends to always be a little longer the first of the month, right? Last week I went for a little longer for no reason. But thank you so much for listening. I'd love to hear any feedback. Feel free to send me emails. My email's always in the description if you are on YouTube or BitChute, or you can send me a message on Telegram if that's convenient to you. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Friday, beautiful weekend, and hope I see you next Friday. Bye for now.